Mealmakers is part of the Scottish charity Food Train, and Food Train has been operating for the last 22 years. Food Train's core service is a grocery shopping delivery service, and Mealmakers was born in 2014 in Dundee. Mealmakers is a community food sharing project, and the idea behind it is that people that are really passionate about cooking can share an extra portion with an elderly neighbour in their area. And it's a really easy concept. The way it works is when you're cooking your evening meal, and say for example you're cooking shepherd's pie for a family of 4, rather than plating up for 4, you plate up for 5. With that extra portion, you put it on a plate or in a Tupperware, and we connect you up with an older neighbour in the area, and you pop it round to them at a time that's agreed by both parties. This can actually happen once a week, once a fortnight, or just every now and again, whenever is convenient with the older person and the volunteer. Mealmakers operates in 8 local authority areas across Scotland, which include Dundee, Glasgow, Renfrewshire, Stirling, the Borders, Perth and Kinross, Edinburgh, and we're just about to roll out in the Tay Bridgehead area of Fife. Older people are referred onto the service by various different means. It could be a family member, it could be a public health worker, i.e. a dietitian or an OT, or it could be themselves. They could just phone up and self-refer themselves. Volunteers recruited are through the key places, social media. Facebook and Twitter are key to us. Along with doing presentations and events, we tend to get a lot of volunteers that actually sign up through that means. When volunteers sign up to the Mealmakers service, they go onto our website, they sign up online, they are then put through a PVG check, and they do an online food hygiene quiz before they're actually matched up with an older person. The older person themselves is referred through various different means. It could be through linking in with public health workers, dietitians, OTs, nurses, district nurses. We also link in with a number of other third sector organisations like Red Cross or the Samaritans, and we also link in with housing associations to get people recruited onto the programme. Mealmakers' main benefits and aims is to reduce social isolation and malnutrition. We recognise that hundreds of people, older people in Scotland, are socially isolated, and this could be through loss of friends, family, income, mobility. We also recognise that 1 in 10 older people are malnourished, and that's approximately 80,000 people in Scotland. Therefore, getting an extra meal once a week makes a huge difference to them, not only from the point of view of actually getting a good wholesome meal, but actually from the company. In terms of the volunteers get a lot out of the project. They're able to volunteer when they feel they can do it at a time that suits them, and they spend as long as they want to with that individual, and it's something that they can give back to the community in which they live in. If anyone wanted to sign up as a volunteer to Mealmakers Project, they just need to go to the website, which is www.mealmakers.org.uk. It's a really simple process. They put in their details and then we come back in touch with them. For an older person, you can phone it on the 0800 number, or you can actually just give us a call and we'll take all the details over the phone. This can be either via your family, friends, or anyone that works with you. So Mealmakers started in August 2014, and since conception 3 years ago, we've shared over 7,000 meals. Those are the meals that we actually know about. Our cooks are very good at cooking, but unfortunately they're not always good at writing them up on our computer. As well as the meals that are being shared, it's the befriending hours, and nearly 6,500 befriending hours have been shared. Once again, we don't dictate to our volunteers what they have to do, we just ask them to provide a meal, but that can go a lot further. A lot of our volunteers actually take our older people out, maybe to the local cafes, to the libraries, which is more meaningful and gets them out and about and more social. The top 3 meals that Mealmakers has recorded over the last three years, the first being mince and tatties, a good old Scottish traditional meal, roast dinner, which obviously is a real hit for the older people, and the obvious, which is soup, and they are the most popular meals that are going out. Our longest serving pairing is over 2 years, and that particular person has shared over 180 meals during that time, which we're absolutely proud of.